Hey everypone, and welcome to yet another installment in the Digi's Crib series. I believe we're on number 8, and we're going to take on the biggest in size area of the room, because there's a lot going on over here, so it's all going to be in one video, but it's going to take multiple takes to kind of go around. So, right over here is where we were last time, the entrance to this wall, but now we're going to take on this area and this area, which is where my desk and shit is. For starters, we start on a table down here. Can't really see it, but it's just this little end table. Currently sitting on it is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, because I guess I plan to watch that or something. Box of Mountain Dew, of course. This is where they sit, by the way. I don't refrigerate my soda. Then we have this thing, which is a Mickey Mouse shaped holder of things that my parents picked up at Disney World, I think. And it's just full of shit, mostly pens, markers, apparently a ticket to see Opeth, lots of markers, pens, some armbands, Brony. One of those was from when I worked at Target, the other one I'm not sure. There's a bunch of change in here, some chargers, sunglasses, I guess. Another pair of sunglasses. This one used to have a unicorn horn on it. Oh, this is important. Bottle opener for beer. And there's a bunch of change in there, so nothing really exciting in there, but it's all pseudo-important shit. I'm going to turn the camera a bit so that you can get a better shot of this wall scroll over here. These Gunslinger Girl wall scrolls I got in 2008. That one at Otakon, this one just at the store, I think. I was really into Gunslinger Girl back then. I haven't reread it in a long time to say that I'm still into it. I know it's great, but I'd have to rewatch it. But it is a fantastic manga series. And I haven't taken them down because they're great posters, so it doesn't really matter if I like them or not. Like, whether or not I'm that into Gunslinger Girl, these are still great wall scrolls. Got a poster back here of Eureka 7. I don't know if you can see it that well. Lamp in the way. That's my lamp, by the way. Hi, lamp. Eureka 7 poster, which I got Otakon 2009, I think. Was really big into Eureka 7 back then as well. Again, haven't watched it in a long time. Moving along, we're going to adjust the camera again. Oi. Oi. Have it look sort of, we'll just bring it forward. It's going to be a lot of movement in this episode. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can see the surface of my fridge. There's a pair of headphones here right now, and the headband I was wearing earlier, a couple headbands I was wearing. And this keyboard, which actually belongs to my friend Trevor. And he just kind of left it here. It's a sampling keyboard, which is kind of cool, because it can do this. You can go like, let's see. I'm a fucking Alicorn princess. 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 I'm a fucking Anyway, my wallet, got a bunch of cash in here. Applejack pin I got from BronyCon. This is just something I was using to bring a hot plate up here earlier, I guess. This is some important shit. This is lemon juice. This is used to make vodka tonics. Basically, you take vodka and you take tonic water and you put some lemon in it, and it tastes basically like Mike's Hard Lemonade or something, but with more vodka. I have a tendency, every time I go and buy cigarettes, I get a different kind. I don't smoke much, but I do sometimes smoke so that I can get through the day and make videos, because I don't know what it is, having a cigarette usually jogs me awake to make a video. So the latest kind I'm trying is these Camel things. And then you've got my, fuck, is it gonna reach? There we go, my mixer. this is hooked into my microphone. This is integral to recording the audio to all of my videos. I don't know what half the knobs do, but it's good shit. We are now entering the desk area. This is where the magic happens. This is how I spend my day. Whoa. Starting off over here, this is a TV, 720p Dynex. It's just a regular TV. At some point, I think this is one of the ones that my dad bought a bunch of identical TVs at one point so that everyone would have one. So this is what I used to play video games on. I have not been using it much lately. I do not have any form of TV cables up here. Like I can neither get basic nor cable up here. There's just no cords. But it doesn't matter, I don't watch TV. So yeah, this is for hooking the no, I don't have an Xbox, but hooking the PS3 or the Wii. None of the game consoles are in here because they're all in my brother's rooms. So then we have my microphone, the Audio-Technica AT2035 with pop filter plugged into the mixer I showed you a minute ago. Current Mountain Dew can. Ordinarily would be over here probably, but here we have this little Digi brony that was given to me by Equestropology. I might put a link in the description to see better pictures of it that are on my Tumblr. My speakers, I don't know what kind of speakers they are, but they're Logitech THX. I don't know any more descriptions of it. There is a subwoofer down under the desk. I probably will not go to the trouble of showing it, but there is a sub down there. It might show up in the next video, but whatever. Keyboard, just a standard Dell. Monitor, standard Dell. It's 1080p. I've been told my colors are weird, but I like the way it looks compared to everyone else's monitor that I look at. So as far as I'm concerned, my colors are great. And of course they're going to look weird on the camera because it's not picking them up right. My background is this beautiful Luna. You can't see that well. We have the Celestia Chubby that I got at BronyCon, which is sitting on the speaker over here. Another Tsukuyomi Komoe figurine that sits on my desk. I know I talked about her before in like episode 1, so you still remember who she is. She's great. Used to have an Applejack up here, but she's somewhere else right now. So we have my cell phone, which is actually plugged in. Fun story, this thing's usually dead and somewhere else around the house, but ever since I started being in a relationship, I actually started using my stupid phone, so now it's actually being charged. My computer is a Dell Studio XPS. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what kind of computer it is. If you know computers, you can probably tell me more about it than I can. It is as it was out the box. I haven't modified it at all. It was close to top of the line for what you could get as a consumer, like as in not a specialist. It was close to top of the line about 4 years ago. So it's still good for most things, but I wouldn't be able to like fucking run Battlefield 3 on it or anything at top quality, so, or Crisis 3 or whatever. Sitting on top of the computer is a 32 gig SD card, which is for the better camera. Should really be plugged in so it doesn't get dusty. Over here to the side there's a wine glass that still has some wine in it that I didn't drink. And then the legendary, beautiful I am T-Pain microphone. This is a microphone that's meant to make you sound like T-Pain, but lately it's been cutting out on me all the time, which is a problem. Because if you don't hold down the button, it sounds like this, and you can do cool things like then that's how I do a lot of the death metal vocals I do for one of the tracks usually, but yeah, it's been cutting out on me. It's just depressing. I use this on a lot of songs by my band Trial of the Golden Witch. just tons. Like, I used it for all kinds of different things. I mean, there's even some, if you listen to 40 Winks in Baltimore, which is probably my best known song, then like towards the beginning you'll hear a sound that's like this loud ringing noise. It's just me going like, and you can hear that in towards the very start of the track. So, has been great to me over the years, but is sadly dying. That is the I Am T-Pain microphone. If you don't know who T-Pain is, you're missing out. Oh shit, I dropped it behind the desk. Here is an ashtray made of a whatever Scotch glass. Because what goes together better than cigarettes and Scotch, right? I should probably take you behind the desk at some point. Wow, I just found $1. That just straight up $1? Why is there a rolled up dollar back there? Was I snorting coke off of this or something? Throw that in a random drawer. This is how I used to have my internet connection. This is a, what's it called? Line-in or something like that? Don't remember what this is called. What you do with these is, you have one of them plugged into your router, and then it basically makes it so every outlet in your house is now part of the, it now has a Ethernet connection. So like, let's say I plug the router into this box, plug this box into the wall. Now all of my outlets, if I plug one of these into that outlet, then it's getting the Ethernet connection directly from the original source. And then I plug it from the box into my computer. So this is how I was able to have a wired connection even though I'm all the way across the house from the router. And that is a lot better than trying to Wi-Fi from a router that is across your house. Although now I am on Wi-Fi again because we got Fios. Finally, because they finally installed it, so these became unnecessary. They were unreliable. Even though it's better than a shitty wireless connection, still unreliable, weird. We would have problems where the internet would go out, like for one of us, because both my brothers had one too. And we would just like sit there swapping boxes back and forth until we found a better combination that would work. No reason why, no explanation. It was fucking weird. Our tech guy would have nightmares about it. It was hilarious. That's all that's on the desk. Before we go inside the desk, I actually want to show you... Oh my god, I look pretty from this angle. I look like a pretty little girl. Inside the fridge. So, you probably expect there to be Mountain Dew or beer in my fridge, but that's not the case because the fridge is not on. If it was on, I would not ever be able to record any audio for my videos, or any audio ever, or sleep, because this fridge is fucking loud. The reason the fridge is unplugged, by the way, you can't smell it, but there's an overpowering scent of Febreze in this fridge that is now covering my entire room. But, anyway, I look so pretty. I'm getting distracted. This is the level of narcissism I have. I mean, you already know. You know because I'm doing Digi's crib. But it just, now you're really experiencing it. Anyway. Fuck, what was I talking about? The fridge. I used to have it plugged in. When my dad remodeled the downstairs of my house, this fridge was down there. He got a new fridge, gave me this one 2 years ago. I thought, super cool, I'm going to have my own fridge, I'm going to have my own soda. Thing is, first of all, the fridge gets way too cold, and even on the warmest setting, it does not stop getting cold. It makes your drinks too cold. They're like undrinkable. And then there's also the fact that it was loud, and during the summertime, the AC to my room was fucked up, so I would have my windows open, and I'd be hearing crickets when I went to bed. And between the sound of the crickets and the computer and the fridge, it was not only was it impossible to sleep, but I was just losing my mind outright. Like, it was just crazy to try and be in all that white noise. So I unplugged it. And then it was kind of gross for a while because there was all this, like, spilled soda in there, and it developed black mold. So I had to clean it with bleach, like, take the fridge outside, clean it with bleach, and then it reeked of bleach. The scent of bleach would never go away. It smelled that way for months. So then I threw this Febreze in here, that like an auto dispenser or whatever, and now it reeks of this and will never go away. So, what's in my fridge, if not soda? It's full of controllers. Mostly GameCube, PS1, Wii. There's usually a lot more GameCube controllers in here, but and N64 controllers, but my brothers were playing N64 and GameCube games recently, so they raided the fridge and took those controllers. So that's all that's in there right now. Oh, and the front is just covered in magnets. These are all magnets that used to be on the on our old fridge, but our old downstairs fridge, but the new fridge does not hold magnets on it, sadly. So these are all, like, here's a picture of Victor when he was a little kid. Isn't he adorable? So not me, it's Victor, my brother. This appears to be Curious George getting high on ether or something. There's a few more Curious Georges. Hard Rock Cafe, a Monopoly board part, which I fucking should throw away because Monopoly sucks. This, I think, what the fuck? I believe I drew this magnet in school when I was in like 1st grade. It says run away from Sharky, and there's a shark like eating a fucking fish. There's a bunch of other fish. It definitely, yeah, it says my name on it. 2001. I wasn't that fucking young. I was in like 4th grade or something, but it's an abysmal drawing that I guess I had turned into a magnet. Walt Disney World. So yeah, those are some fun magnets. We're gonna go inside my desk now, where it's not fun and it's all dark and scary. Alright, first we have these two drawers over here. We're gonna start with the giant drawer. This thing is fucking huge. This drawer probably weighs a good 20 pounds with all the shit I've got in it, which is mostly notebooks. So, I have, over the years, had a lot of fucking notebooks. This one actually looks like it was mostly Victor's, but I've recently kidnapped it. You can tell the difference in handwriting. Here. If you see handwriting that looks like this, that's Victor. Tiny, very... It's sloppy, but it's very tiny and together. This is my handwriting. It's fucking huge. It takes up the whole page. It's chaos. And it looks like hell. So, I was just recently wrote some shit in here. It is with a comfortable grasp of the scope of the number of 1 million. So this is a recent Tumblr post I wrote, actually. So I actually wrote it out first and then posted it online. We've got some scripts for the video. This book, oh cool, this is one of the ones where I was writing table of contents on the backs of my books. So this is a 5-section notebook, so it says like Section 1, miscellaneous, Section 2, Until We Resurface, which was a fantasy, it was supposed to be an epic fantasy porn story that I wanted to write. Section 3, The Virginia Beach Hermit Society, which was a more recent story I wanted to do like about 2 years ago. Ultra Immortal Uval, which is supposed to be a grimdark super robot series. And Section 5, Medicate Me, which is a story I wanted to come up with in like 2007. I assure you, most of what's in the book, usually the first few pages are like actually relevant to the subject that it says, and then it's just a bunch of like random fucking shit. Oh, this is interesting. This was like, I was trying to set myself, like, this is just a bunch of lists and schedules. It's like things I had to do lists, so everything crossed off as shit I actually got done. Everything that's not crossed off is shit I didn't. So like, here we have, this is like episodic blogging for anime, so it's like, each time I blogged one of the episodes, I'd cross off a number and shit. So you got stuff like that. I just tore this page out. More ideas, plans, blah blah blah. Another, this is me trying to do a completion list for the next month, like sometime later. And, yeah, mostly boring notebook. Some random drawings by my friend Brandon, MC Brandoff, or Brando or whatever. Oh, here's this sketchbook does not have any drawings in it, but the first page has a rap by Brandon. Or no, this is by Victor. This is part 1 of the McDee's Party from Hell, which you can find on my SoundCloud. So it goes, cool cat smoking stacks, burning blacks on a rampage. Nah, PS3's won that game with Ellen Page. Kanye wanted to DJ, threw that nigga out the door. We only bought BC, don't need his shit anymore. And it goes on like that. It's actually part 2 of McDee's Party from Hell, but whatever. Here's a strip from my old comic strip. Joe and John, but which series was this? It says, hey John, check it out, it's our first comic. Oh god, it's happening again. You don't even remember, do you? Remember what? Joe, we've been in like 1,000 comics, and every 10 strips it's like, oh, first comic, it's a fucking loop. Dude, I know. Chill the fuck out. This is in reference to the fact that the characters Joe and John, which are, one of them's a bald guy with a wide open eye, the other, and Joe is the one with the hat and the closed eyes. And I created these when I was in 7th grade, and I've been drawing comics of them sporadically over the years ever since. I mean, this one was probably drawn like a year and a half ago, so it's like the last one I did. But, yeah, they would be in all kinds of different stories. Like, the original was some kind of like Sonic crossover fan fiction, because didn't everyone do that when they were 12? There was some ones that were about like me when I was in middle school with my friends. There were some that were just like action epics. Some of them were comedies. Some of them were about otaku and shit. Like, it evolved a lot over the years, but I kept reusing the same characters because all I can draw is stick figures. So, that's Joe and John. You're just learning all kinds of interesting stuff from this drawer, aren't you? This is, oh shit. These are the pictures, not this one. Pictures like this one, or this shit. This is all stuff that aforementioned friend Brando drew while he was on acid for the first time. He dropped acid in my room, and I kept handing him a notebook and being like, draw some stuff, and he just drew like all these paranoid, insane drawings. And he was having a really bad trip. Here is the written version of the Vinyl and Octavia University Days video, because I had to handwrite it because it was so romantic, and I was like, the most romantic form of writing is handwriting. And I hadn't written anything by hand in a long time. Here's another Brando picture, not on acid, just normal, although you can't really tell the difference. This is parts from when I was writing Tales from the 7-Eleven, which was a horror anthology in which all of the stories took place either took place in a 7-Eleven or just had a 7-Eleven in them. Like, all the stories revolved around a 7-Eleven at some point. You can find those shorts on Tumblr. It was a Tumblr called talesfromthe711.tumblr.com. I'll link it in the description if I remember. There's also some lyrics in here from other people. Oh, planning for the story Kanya the Blue Flame, which was where I wanted to make a story that I took. Basically, there's 3 anime that I really hate, called Shakugan no Shana, Shinigami no Ballad, and then one that's not as bad, which is Kino's Journey. All 3 of them are shows with really interesting main characters who are trapped in shows that aren't that good. And so I wanted to kind of combine all 3 characters into one and make a better version. And that was going to be Kanya the Blue Flame. But, you know, what you will quickly learn is that I am great at coming up with concepts for shit, and I am not great at actually delivering on the concepts for shit. So most of the stories I tell you about do not have any real written form. These are more raps by Brando. This was the most filled out notebook I've ever done. This is the collective written works of Modal Soul Volume 1. It's not completely written all the way through, but it's pretty damn close. This was what I was doing in college. And it's got a table of contents written all over the front and back. I numbered the pages at the bottom and then would mark everything. So it's got parts from stories I was writing, planning for stories I was writing, all kinds of shit. A bunch of poems in it that I wrote in there. So let's see. Here's a poem called What I Do For Me. It says, I know a guy and know him best, the only guy I know. The words he says belong to me, the only ones I own. A lot of what I've learned from him I do not understand, and yet all that I know of life was given by his hand. I love my life and love my mind, I love the world I see, but want what I can never have, a chance not to be me. Yet in the end I don't regret the person that I am, it's just a thought to entertain in bed at 5 a.m. There's actually a revised version on the back that looks all pretty, but whatever. I'm not going to sit here and read all these poems. This was my favorite notebook ever. It's not finished or anything, but okay. First of all, for some reason it has 2 covers. That's not part of why it's great, but it is interesting. Now when you look at it, this is a notebook that was made for making lists. I am obsessed with making lists. I love making lists. This one has a place to put your name and date for no reason. It's your own notebook. What do you need a name and date for? I don't care. I filled it in anyway. Posts I should make for My Sword is Unbelievably Dull. Page number 1. You can make a list, and then there's also a section for notes on the list. So let's see what post I was planning to write on June 4th, 2012. Fucking Mad Lax episode 15. Terra, My Quest to 60, which actually did get done. Cielo Experiments Lane episode 7. Analysis of the Sword in Garzy's Wing. Cunting Arc the Lad episode 2. Bro Came On Adventure episode 1. This was a show me and Victor were going to do where we were both going to play a Pokemon game. Like, we were both played 2 different versions of the same game, and we were going to vlog our playthrough. It would have been a really cool series. The problem was that organizing the footage, because we had to be able to film the Game Boys with cameras and film our faces at the same time, and that was a pain in the ass, especially the filming the Game Boy part. So we gave up pretty quick, and Victor didn't want to do the editing. I didn't have editing software yet at the time, so I couldn't do it, and Victor didn't want to. But it's still a great idea that we may do it sometime. The Greatest Tits in Anime. That's a good idea for a post. Goddamn.hacksign episode 6. Gunslinger Girl, A Diatribe. Something regarding Metal Fighter Miku, which I had to watch it first. Finish or Fail Finale. Char is the greatest anime character of all time. My Top 300 Anime. Reviews of Everything. Zen of the Zetsubo Girls 4. I am 21 anime characters I will drink with. That would have been a great idea. Too bad I didn't do it on my birthday. Join Me, My Friends, episode 1, which was a show I wanted to do in here where I was going to bring in people. I was going to have like a bunch of cameras set up in my room and one facing the TV. And I was just going to bring people into my room and just do like whatever. Like, we'd watch an episode of a show, we'd play a video game, we'd do something like that, and I'd film it all and compile it into a show. Pretty similar concept to Brokeimon Adventures. I was trying to do them both at the same time. For this show, it was a great idea that just I couldn't get people to get along with. Like, nobody knew what to do. They were like they felt weird on camera, they couldn't be funny or whatever, and it was just like, no one was as enthusiastic about it as I was. I got the idea after watching the show Tokyo Encounter, which is a lot of fun, and it's basically that, but with popular Japanese voice actors. These are ideas that would be better now that I am an internet personality. These shows would work out better. Let's see. Terra, A Complete Review. My Little Pony Analysis, Episode 3. That didn't eventually get done. I never did the Ticketmaster. No, yeah, I did. Okay. I did back then. So that did get done eventually, but like months after this writing. Because it's not checked off in here. My Dream Anime Concept. Digibros Canon 0.5. Some kind of Kagami fanfiction. All Blue, which says... Oh, it was only if I reach all blue statistics on my anime list, which that can have its own explanation later. And This Fucking Notebook is the last item, which is a post about this notebook. So only 2 of those got done. The story of how I got to level 60 in Terra got done, and that's the biggest post on my blog ever. And the post about this notebook got done. That's it. Some more daily life checklists. This is Friends Favorites list. So it's got Brando's top 5 favorite games. I was going to make other people. More top 10 lists of different things. And then it's just empty for the rest, which is sad. But I'm probably going to bring this, like now that I've got it out, because I've got some lists I wanted to make recently, so I'm going to leave that out. Let's go back in here. What's this? More lists? Oh, do tell. This is a current video projects list. Oh, this is the one I carded out in one of my videos. The video that was announcing BronyCon and other shit, I actually read off this list. Redressing Destiny I've done now. That's the only one out of these ones that, no, pacing got canceled. So I did it most of the shit that I said I was going to do as Digi Brony. There's only a few on here that I've not done yet, which is like the .mov one, the Friendship is Witchcraft one, and then the rest of this is blank. Except for some Yu-Gi-Oh! Score tracking on the back. Let's see, what is this? Let's Play possibilities. Most of this is empty. There's some written... Oh, here's Brandon's Mitch-Max Rizymes. This is the original lyrics to BC, which is the first rap me and Brando ever did. Some more concepts for stories. This is an art by this girl, Hope, who is friends with Victor. She was trying to conceptualize her character from My Little Pony roleplay we were all going to do. But for some reason she conceptualized it as a human rather than as a pony. I have no idea why. That's that. Here's this little tiny notebook. This was fun. This is full of mostly short, like, blog-ish stuff. Like, here's one that says, "My pills do not make me able to move forward. Rather, they allow me to give up comfortably. With or without them, I am stagnant, but with them, I don't get beat up about it. I can enjoy the stagnation as it is. The reason it exists, however, perplexing that makes it to ever be depressed about it. The pills, bupropion, generic name for Wellbutrin, 2 pills a day taken in the morning, though I don't remember why, and on not, bleh. This is like incredibly difficult. Oh, this is from when my mom was in the hospital. Hospital. I failed to see the symbols. I don't feel a place of birth, death, or healing. Rather, I see industry. Simply, it is a place you go, like any other place you go. Go to school, go to work, go to the dentist, go to Africa, go to the hospital. There's more to it than that, but I hardly notice. Embracing subjective reality. Yeah, so there's all kinds of shit in this. Just like random little diary-style snippets, which became the lyrics to this one really bad album my friends and I did that we threw away. Then there's actual lyrics to later albums in here as well, and then it's just empty from then on. So here's a really bad attempt at drawing Digibrony I did once, and it says, bitch, what the fuck does that say? I can clearly read bitch. Don't kill my vibe. The Kendrick Lamar song. That's what it is. This says Digibro List Archive. What a promising name for a notebook. It starts off with a list of lists. The first list is called Ideas of Plans. Then there's Pinkie Pie's Toothache chapters, which is for Pinkie Pie's Toothache of Destiny, the fanfic. Movies I love, anime I love, manga I love, literature I love. Favorite music / bands, favorite albums, objectives, Virginia Beach Hermit Society things I need. Chapter lists for the story I wanted to write. 100th post intents, generator results, Project Awesomeness reload, or episode 5, I guess. Yeah, reload episode 5. Project ideas and things which interest me in fiction. So that's the list of all the lists in here, which actually does not go very far, but whatever. Alright, moving along. What is this? That is an all-black page. This was used in a video that's currently hidden on my channel, I think, called Winter Noise, something to that effect. It was just like this crazy-ass noise drone song that I made. This is a list of things that are needed in the Virginia Beach Hermit Society magazine, which I may as well link that magazine in the description, but this is the original thing I gave to people to tell them what it was. So it says, a local magazine that will actually mostly be online, but also I'll make some physical copies and put them in places to be found by people. The idea is to make a magazine of a bunch of random shit by me and my friends and anyone else in the city who wants to put some random shit in a magazine, but probably mostly me. There's room in this magazine for everyone I know to contribute. Here's the format. Totals approximately 50 pages. Front cover. My design unless someone else wants to. Inside front cover, ditto above. Credits page, table of contents, mail, may or may not be fake mail. Diary of a Hermit, which is stories about random everyday shit either by myself or by submitters. Virginia Beach travel diary. Here I will talk about some random ass spot in the city that I went to, like behind a store or in the woods or some shit. Interviews with friends, 2 pages. Exactly what it says, I interview my friends. The Virginia Beach Hermit Society, a serial novel I will publish with each issue. Feature number 1, short story either by submission or by myself. I hate Nicolas Cage. Here Victor angrily reviews Nicolas Cage movies, 1 per issue. Feature number 2, see feature number 1. Tales from the 7-Eleven. My short stories about 7-Elevens. Feature number 3, I want this one to be bizarre and ridiculous. I will review everything I eat, which is where I review food. I have a Tumblr called that as well. Music we probably stole. Music reviews takes submissions. TV shows we watched online, same as above. Movies we watched as cheaply as possible, same as above. Holy fuck, we actually read? Like above, but with books. Shitty poems, which is exactly how it sounds, take submissions. Shitty art, take submissions. Ad for Trial of the Golden Witch, lolololol. Ridiculously controversial opinions. Joe and John Stick Humor, a comic. Virginia Beach Photo of the Month, take submissions. Inside back cover and back cover. This should be awesome. Even if I get no submissions, I can just do everything myself, except for I hate Nick Cage. But if anyone wants to submit, that would be great. Aiming for, let's say, April release for the first issue, maybe May, sooner if people actually submit. So, did anyone submit? A little bit. Brandon Tolentino submitted a couple of things, and he also did an interview. Brando did an interview. Victor submitted some drawings. Mostly it ended up being me. I didn't finish everything. I went way over schedule. But there is a version of what actually got done. I can link it in the description. That's one of the cooler things I've done, so, and want to keep doing. But what the fuck is this about? No idea. Some graph paper? How old is this shit? Well, it says Tycall, which means it was before I was 16, because that's when I changed my name from Tycall to Digibrony. 2005 through 2006. Hello, diary. This is Conrad speaking, also known as Tycall. Today was day 6 at Bayside High. I've met some interesting people and hope to make friends quickly. Anyway, I just can't wait to get some money. Gonna buy me a Tool CD and a good book. Till then, I'll just kick back and play Disgaea. See you later. Holy fuck, how quintessentially 14. Like, Jesus Christ. Man, and that didn't last long. None of my diaries ever lasted long because I didn't keep up with them. I love how in the back of a lot of these books, there's random Yu-Gi-Oh! Score keeping. Like, it's just, we'd play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd grab the first notebook nearby and we'd start score keeping. And this is like consistent over the years. No idea what that used to say. Bunch of crossed out words. Here is a 5-star notebook that has a picture of Joe and John on a boat, peeking out saying, "Land ho!" I'm going to have to at some point plug in the charger for this camera. Oh, it's right here. So this is another notebook that was probably mostly written in when I was like 14. It's got a picture by Victor in the front, some more by Victor. This one started off as a Victor notebook. I commandeered it. And another thing to remember is that a lot of these notebooks will have like a shitload of stuff from when I was a kid, and then all of a sudden it'll have like some random ass shit from later in life where I grabbed it and just like needed something to write in. Here is a giant robot fighting Kirby, and it says the odds are on Kirby's side. And there's this thing that's like some emo-y, gothy picture with blood and something about Lucifer's head won't stop bleeding, but I can't really read it because it's poorly handwritten. Here's a guy cutting, it's Dante actually from Devil May Cry cutting a guy in half, but you know, I can't fucking draw, so it looks awful. Not much in that. Here's a cow. I think Donson drew this, my friend who I refer to as the tech guy sometime. He drew another one of these that he colored yellow, and he called it a gook cow. He's allowed to say it because he's Asian. Here is when I was trying to do storyboarding for a manga about the character Biko, who you may know if you're a 4chaner or general anime fan. Biko is a character who's best known for having one leg and one arm. No, wait, does she have one arm? No, she has one leg and one eye, that's right. And she plays guitar and is a prostitute, and she's from a manga that no one can ever find. Like, there are no copies of it, although it recently finally surfaced on the internet after like years and years of searching. But at the time that I was drawing this, there was no copies of it. Everyone just knew the character from artwork. And she was designed by the guy who did the Izuna Legend of the Unemployed Ninja games. And so I wanted to organize a fan-made comic of it, and so I got an artist who was interested, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. And so I drew storyboards of it, which are hideously ugly, and the artist never got back to me about it. Here's another Joe and John strip. This one was for the Virginia Beach Hermit Society. It says, "Kids, I'm serious. Brush your goddamn fucking teeth." What, you laughing? Think I'm being funny, you little shit? I've had 27 cavities in my fucking life, and I'm only 20. I had a root canal. That shit ain't fun. Brush your fucking teeth. I know most of you are thinking, I already brush my teeth. Doesn't everyone? The answer is no, and this isn't about you. This is about that dirty kid across from you who never brushes his fucking teeth. I hope I've inspired you to start brushing your teeth. If I haven't, fuck you. I hope your parents beat your ass. You deserve it. So that's how I feel about brushing your teeth. You should do it. That comic was written to me, by the way. There's some character profiles for stories that never got written. This is a bottomless pit. More parts of stories. Here's another comic. This one was where the character was like so pissed about the next anime season that he crucified himself. Anyway. More parts of stories. There's so much paper. Here's a notebook. This one says Omar on the back. It appears to have lyrics to an album I was writing at one point. Yeah, which goes like, I know how this is going to unfold, because the last place I'd look is to the past. Some other shit like that. It was very Mars Volta inspired, if you can't tell by the singing, but Academy Awards, which is where I was doing Anime Academy Awards on my blog. Some shorts. I don't fucking know, man. There's so much shit in here. How's it gonna end? This is the final scene of a movie that I was writing when I was in 11th grade. And the entire script of that movie, I believe, is in this notebook somewhere. Thought it would be like right there. Oh shit, this one has the entire planning of Tales from the End of the World, the aborted novel that I mentioned on the last show. This has the planning of each volume in it. Like, you can tell by the giant titles, like each book. Here, let's see. What are the book titles? Those are fun. We've got book 1 was Scarlet 09, then there was The Shotgun Dance, World War City, The Rise of Dark Holy, Death God Disco. Oh, here's a list of more titles. Where's the next one? Come on, give me more. More titles. I know there's more in here. Here we go. Welcome Home, Crack the Sky, Black Rose Immortal Part 1, A Desolation Song, Black Rose Immortal Part 2, Wavering Radiant. These are all song titles by metal bands. Princess of Blue. It just goes on like that. Whatever. More stories, characters, fan fiction for Toradora in there. This was me fucking drawing solar systems and listing planets for a story I was gonna do. It was gonna be like an epic sci-fi. So that's my like schematic of fucking planet names. Notebook. What do you got? Victor. This looks like Victor's schoolwork. I don't even see anything by me in this except for like one list. So I guess this is like one of Victor's old schoolwork books that I commandeered briefly. This one's got a Joe and John in the back. This one's really bad. So, Higurashi no Naku Koro ni review. Let's see. Scarlet 09, more planning for my novel. This is where I planned out Agarwood Day, the holiday. I talk about this one in my other holiday video. Boy, A Tale of Youth. So, just all kinds of shit. It never ends with me. Wait, what story was that? Oh, there's a post about my favorite Pokemon, apparently. What the fuck is this shit? Oh my god! This is an attempt at some kind of insane Venn diagram to list which bands each of my friends agrees upon. What possessed me to make this? So it's like Josh, Brando, and Boyd all like Bloodbath. Conrad, Josh, Brando, and Boyd all like Mastodon, Mirrorthorn, and Agalosh, but Conrad likes J-pop, and Conrad and Brando like Circle Takes a Square, but it's like, oh my god, what made me do that? Sometimes I don't understand even what I've been through. Things which seem like good ideas right now. Brushing teeth, working out, eating, thoroughly analyzing MLP videos. This isn't even that old. Way to go. Observations on MLP videos, random headcanon videos, video game analysis, Digibro Never Shuts Up, Disney Cast, Digibro's Media Journal, my top 100 songs list, possibly launching a board game playing channel, so this must have been in January, possibly relaunching GameCube chats, practicing art/animation, working on the Virginia Beach Hermit Society magazine, editing 32 China, which is Victor's novel, launching a fiction project, rewatching MLP in full, MLP EP rankings, and MLP character videos. Things to be done before February 2nd. Figure out the laundry situation? What the fuck does that mean? Re-clean room. Ideally marathon MLP, which I know I didn't do. Suited for Success video, which actually did get done. Digibro Never Shuts Up episode 11, that happened. Ideally finish the top 100 and January Media Journal. So most of that actually got done. That's not too bad. I don't know what the hell that is. That's some official document shit. Target employee handbooks. My passport? That's kind of important, isn't it? That should be in this drawer with the semi-important shit. Oh god. That drawer which won't even close. This one says Dark Dreams from Mount Hell, which it's this weird kind of notebook, so I'm not even going to bother going through it, but it has a shitload of character profiles in it, as well as some song lyrics, it looks like. Here's a little binder that has some pages in it for a story that oh, it's not even in here. There was a story that I started writing a long time ago, but it looks like the pages are out. Fuck this drawer. Here we have, I made a bunch of comic strip papers so that if I wanted to make a comic strip, I could. I just kind of recreated the opening scene of Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei in comic form for some reason with stick figures. Don't know what that was supposed to be about. What is this? This is from Tallahassee, Florida. This might be the letter I got from Equestropology. Yeah, that's what that is. How did it get so deep in here already? That was like not that long ago. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it's already that deep in here. I don't even care. Here's some giant ass paper that was used. This looks like book by book planning of the novel series I talked about earlier. Then we have somewhere in here should be, what the fuck is this? This is where this is how I organized my top 100 anime list. I did it on a giant piece of paper, and went through each round. Then we have, I have no idea what that's about. This is an organization of family names, because I was trying to make a story that would have, no, that's not what this one is. This one is for a fanfic I wanted to do called Ultimate Lolly Apocalypse, where I was just organizing a giant list of every anime lolly I could think of and putting them in classrooms and in like groups and shit. There should be one thing in here that's a giant organization of family names for a story I was writing, but I don't see it. That's a fucking mess. Here we have a shitload of blank paper for whatever, white blank paper. More blank paper. I think this is all blank paper back here. This is like a giant collection of blank paper. Oh, colorful paper too. Yeah, all that is blank. There's some more blank sketch pads. A notepad. Anything relevant is off. More blanks. Oh my god, how old is this fucking notebook? This would be from 7th grade, so 12. Yeah, 2005. No, that's later than that. So that's when I'm, what, 14? My goals for this year. This year, I plan to do many things I didn't do last year. I want to put all of my effort into my work and for the next 3 years so that I might get into college. I plan to be more focused and organized instead of daydreaming and being all over the place. I also want to fulfill my dream of completing a complete novel. I also want to make a lot of new friends and a lot less enemies. The past can be depressing. What if my parents were tracking me? So this is all student, like they would ask us some fucking question at the start of class and we would write about it, but then it looks like right here, I transferred it into a personal journal. Conrad's journal. I guess there's no avoiding it. When I need somewhere to go, someone to talk to, I always end up talking to myself. I finally got up my interest back and got my internet back and I don't even know if I want it. I don't so much care about being able to I don't seem to care about anything anymore, and in nothing, oh my god, my handwriting is so bad I cannot read it. It's super fucking emo. I give up. There is no one like me. There is no one like me at school. There is no one like me at school and in the internet. Anything. There is no one like me in the world. Live in misery or die. My options. Holy fuck, that's the most emo shit I've ever read in my life, and I wrote it. Do you ever have that, like, disgusting urge to go back in time and beat the shit out of Tycall, age 14, height 5'6", weight 124 pounds? Holy fuck, I was skinny back then. This is actually... There was a phase where I thought I was bi, and there was a guy who was like in love with me on the internet for some reason, and this is me writing comic fan fiction about him and I being together. So that's apparently a coffin bed. Such a great kid. Holy fuck. Apparently in the back, I took this notebook, and in the back I wrote the first draft of Without Luna, the song, the pony song I did last year. So, we finally cleared out that drawer. It got incredibly emo and very old. Oh, fuck this paper. So, now you understand how much writing I've done in the last 10 years or so. This isn't even everything. This is basically from when I was 14 onward. Because I know that because I recognize every notebook. Like, I've used them enough times that I know what they look like. And the really early stuff was not in this drawer. I think it's in my closet. Like everything before I was 14 is in my closet somewhere. Now let's move on to this drawer. This essentially is simultaneously the junk drawer and the important shit drawer. How does that work? It's because I throw my important shit in here, but I also throw anything I don't know what to do with in here. I need to find a position to sit in that's not going to break my legs. Alright, so let's see. There's some recent raps, Target Business Conduct Guide. This looks like blank paper. This is Victor's handwriting. What's in here? What the fuck is this? This looks like a... Scene 1. The heroes are in the woods and stumble upon a bear. They decide to try and kill it with their fists. Oh, this was when I was storyboarding a music video for the song We Didn't Go Hunting But We Shot Something by my band. So, I think I actually drew this pony. I think that's actually one of my attempts... Fix the camera. One of my attempts at drawing a pony recently, so that's not bad. This says, meanwhile in 1922, in Anubateth's basement, we have Andrew W.K., who is doing sweet windmill headbangs, and he has a biznasty hammer. He's drinking a monster, or he's forging the first monster. It says Andrew W.K. forges the first technology for monster energy drinks. So, that's what's going on in that picture. I know I sent that to Andrew W.K., but I don't remember if he reblogged it. Some advertisement shit. This is Donson drew a tree that's saying, "Don't cut me, bro." The dude, man. I think that's a sticker of some kind. More Victor handwriting. What the hell is this? Whose handwriting? Oh, this was... Victor wrote a poem for the Virginia Beach Hermit Society. It goes, "How stern and fierce that look in your brow. It stuns and moves me, I don't know how. I'm stunned and captivated, filled with lust, eyes transfixed on your biceps in thrust. Your actions so true to your X and your Y. So to share the same biology, how cursed am I. Forever in unison, our passionate rage. I'll want you forever, my Nicolas Cage." That was a love poem about Nicolas Cage. This was me doing storyboards for Wishgiver Salome, which was a webcomic that I was doing with that girl Hope I mentioned earlier, but we only did like 3 drawings for it, and then I copped out. Looks like some bank statements, camera shit, basically all the mail that I've received in my adult life, which is all bank statements. Oh shit. God damn. They're all like right next to each other. Some kind of Mass Effect access codes, I guess for online play. Here's a really old graph paper thing. It's got, this has another, this is like really early blogging before I even had a blog. I stared deeply into my collection. So many games. Some mine, some my brother's. GameCube, PS2, Xbox, DS, and PSX. The N64 cartridges lay separated, and I don't play them anymore. As for the GBA, it would take God to find those games. This is like when I was 14, doing some kind of video. It's like, it was basically a Let's Play. Yeah, I was doing a written Let's Play before Let's Play was a thing, so I guess that was happening. Some like bad art of Samus or something. Whatever. Papers, more bank shit. Here's my really bad attempt at drawing Sweetie Belle. Totally fucked up the face. This looks like a really failed attempt at drawing a pony, but still definitively my line art. Gozu eats a pumpkin on lead. Jake is... Oh, this is actually us writing out what was happening in the Pony RP. I was basically keeping minutes of it so that I'd be able to remember the whole plot line. So that's everything we did in our Pony RP, but it's written in such a way that you cannot actually comprehend it, because I tried once. This was like the nicest looking notebook ever. It says Tales from the End of the World on it. It's got some... You can see that I used to get really intent on when I wrote a list that it was important. I wanted to write it in like the fanciest, darkest handwriting possible, so it'd be super readable. But I don't have the patience to do that shit anymore. Here's the lyrics to a Lady Gaga parody about Luna. It goes, "Nay, I'm in love with Luna, 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 So that's the song Judas, remixed about Luna. Oh my god. I would read this, but my girlfriend will kill me. But I feel like I should. This is actually you'll read this yourself if you read the Virginia Beach Hermit Society, linked in the description. This is a story about taking a shit, and it is fucking phenomenal. So yeah, Pinkie Pie's Toothache of Destiny planning. My old version of Pony Swag. Oh my god, this is the unaltered version. Holy fuck. I got pony theoretical analysis dripping from my fingertips. I'll write a whole thesis. Pretty soon I know I'll write a break a pony hit. Kind of pony every pony should know when I promise it. Kind of said I wasn't around for the pony swag. Make a mix. Gotta fix it and do my own track. Leave it up to you whether I know how to rap. All I know is that I got the passion keeping my back. In about a minute, gonna break down all my pony love. Tell you all about the shit that keeps me watching, keeps me up all night. Every damn Friday I can't sleep till I get my pony fix. I'll never make me. That was just a sample of that verse. My paychecks. Like, I guess for tax filing or something. I don't know. Some worm I drew. More blanks. Blank, blank. Here is a forest. This was actually going to be the background for that aforementioned music video about the song We Didn't Go Hunting, but We Shot Something by my band. Oh, fuck, that's where these are. Okay, these are all cards that were going to be used for a dungeon that I designed for Dungeons and Dragons. The way the dungeon played out was more like a board game, where it's like basically there was lots of traps and specific cards that would activate different events. So these cards were used to help identify what you were doing in the level. Most of them are not written on, and that's why we never played my dungeon, because I never finished writing it. I will get to show you the layout of that dungeon, I think. I might have shown it already in a different video, but if not, it will be in a later one. This looks like some kind of webcomic idea called Embodiment of Scarlet Neat. It says, This is me in SCHR. I am a neat. I am on my bed, staring at Flander. Flander says hi. In between staring at Flander, I am drawing a comic, poorly. The comic is meant to be a constant stream of consciousness and totally postmodern. But because I hate everything I make, I'm already done with it. I'm glad I don't own a gun. This is me about a year ago. So, maybe a year and a half. I've made a lot of progress. This is an empty flip book that I could probably use to make some kind of flip book animation or something. Here's more notes for that dungeon I was talking about earlier. Some Netgear Powerline adapter things. Here's a Michael Jackson $1 bill that my parents picked up in LA as a souvenir for me. Some random ass pouch. I think I got this... Wait, this is Audio Technica, so I guess this is for headphones. I thought this might be the one, like, I'm pretty sure when I signed up for my bank, they gave me, like, a random-ass pouch. I don't know why. This is just trash. This does not even belong in here. Here's some parts for my Figmas, which I don't know why they're in here. Some tassel for my graduation. My old Apple mouse. Fun times. Not. Fucking goddamn. Bank of Jamaica. Here's 50 Jamaican dollars. Probably brought from when my parents went to Jamaica for a vacation. Here is a Oticon schedule. If you want to see how fucked up those things look. I like the BronyCon schedule a lot more. It was a lot easier to fucking read. Mind you, BronyCon does not have anywhere near as many events, but whatever. Canon book. Oh, it's that worm again. Oh, I think Brando was drawing those. He was like really obsessed with drawing worms for a little while. Stormwind Citadel entrance. This sounds like plans for Shade writing a dungeon. DMV something. Here's some old Magic the Gathering guidebooks from like the mid-early 90s. That's fun stuff. Some camera books for my camera. This looks like... This is... Oh, it's our character sheets from Dungeons & Dragons. It's my character. I was wondering where the hell this was. This is the character sheet for Nigga Rafiki, my Dungeons & Dragons character. Let's see. He's level 12. He's a Slayer rogue. He's a rogue, but I called him a Slayer because I was playing Terra at the time. His path is the Observer of the Circle. He's a tiefling, medium-sized, age 22, male gender, 5'8", 200 pounds, true neutral. His deity is Mydic, and his adventuring company is Dick Shit Island. That was our adventure company. How many ales did I have left by the time we stopped playing? I had 4,933 ales on me, which means I had used 67 of my ales over the course of our adventures so far. Personality traits: obsessed with the circle of life, always drunk, high tendency for nudity, likes to save the wildlife. Mannerisms and appearance: friendly but always drunk, often nude, seems cool. Character background: devout member of the Church of Mydic. So that's some information about Nigga Rafiki. Oh god. Oh god, this is the picture Victor drew for Virginia Beach Hermit Society. This is, the guy on bottom is me. That's what I looked like at the time. And I'm laying on the chest of my friend Marcus, who for some reason is enormous. He's laying on a sex pillow and saying delicious, and he has a crab claw for a hand. And this was in my magazine. So, fun times for everyone. A lot of blank paper. A Gogol Bordello CD, which I'm not really that into, but I had burned it on my computer, and it's my mom's, and I never take it back. Here's a check for $545, or a receipt for $545. I think I had transferred that from my savings to my regular account or something. I don't know. More money. Some floppy drives. A bunch of floppies. This is probably mostly porn. This one says Tykal's Word Docs. That one might legitimately have a bunch of old poetry from when I was like 13, which means it's probably abysmal and I should probably burn it. This used to have a harmonica in it and some harmonica like learn to play sheets. GameCube disc. No, this is a GBA holder, or a GBA SP holder rather, from back when I had one of those, where I lost that shit. What does this say? Can't read. Don't know what that is. Some kind of bank statement thing. Boring, boring. Some sunglasses. Ass blasted hot sauce. Obviously, I've not eaten that. Here's some Korean money. 1,000 Korean whatever they're called. So that's 1,000 Korean monetary units. What's this thing? Oh my god, it's lyrics in Japanese. This is the lyrics to the second K-On! Ending song, but I've revised them because that song is sung in a weird way where you have to really. So it's like. ホワイトボードでひしめき合う楽観自由な願い事 放課後のチャイム夕日に響いても夢見るパワーディスれないね愛に Let's sing もっともっともっと声高く唇に希望を携えて笑う夏の旅光になる私たちのかけら So that's fun. Here's a pocket watch that Boyd recently bought for a movie we were going to do, but we kind of gave up on in the middle of because it was not going well. Passport again, I moved it up here. I should probably put that somewhere secure. What the fuck is this? Fingertips. That sounds creepy as fuck. That dollar. Oh, here's some Game Grumps stickers. I have like 6 of these. 2 of them are on my TV that's downstairs that my brothers commandeered. Some more from back when Game Grumps was Aaron and John, the good old days. I mean, I like the new guys, but you know, whatever. Here's an iPod Touch. I think I brought this to BronyCon. It's dead though. Apparently my Optima Health insurance card. Probably shouldn't have that on screen. I don't know if you can actually steal any information that. Here's some ticket to somewhere. And nail clippers. And at some point, because I should probably explain these. These are card holders for trading cards, but they've got Mayoi from Bakemonogatari on them, but you know, you would fit a card in there. And my Yu-Gi-Oh deck is all in slips like this, but my deck is not apparently in here. It's probably in Shade's room. So that's it for that drawer. I'm going to clean that up, I'm going to cut the clip, and we'll be somewhere else. Alright, we are now going to cover these 3 drawers over here, which are much more tidy, organized, and in some ways interesting. Starting with bottom drawer, this one's practically nothing, it's just all cords. And apparently a piece of paper. Life. Sometimes people can't just let me be, or let me be me. Capacit a free, always disturbing my peace, just rocking my fleece, hair full of grease, dodging police. Man, I got no time, avoiding niggas that be promoting crime. And I'm just trying to chill out, finna to discover what life's about. Uncover the... it's hard to read this. This is Brando rap. That's what most of his raps are like, but that one in particular was hard to read handwriting-wise. Oh, I didn't throw away this copy of Heavy Rain that has a bunch of shit through it. It's just horribly wrecked. As it should be. This is just a bunch of cords of all kinds. There's a 360 controller which I use to hook into my computer sometimes. Not interesting. This is the interesting drawer. This is the drawer you've all been waiting for. People keep asking me, Digi, when are you going to show us your porn? Welcome. But that's not first. First is this. This is just a file folder. It's got Gunslinger Girl on it. But it's actually full of most of the drawings that I've made in the last, like, 10 years. So let's see what's in here. A blank sheet of paper. That's not helpful. This one, what does this say? Digital Boys Portraits of Madness. Pull the trigger and the nightmare stops. So, judging by the lyrics, I would have had to have been at least 16 because I know Coheed and Cambria, but I'm still called, well, never mind, I'm Digital Boy already, so... Yeah, late 2006, early 2007, something like that. And that's the oldest one in here, I think. So this is difficult to make out, but it is a make out of 2 lesbian chicks who are like all bloody. That was for an art exchange with someone way back when. This is just a bloody fucking mess. I'm not even gonna describe. A picture I drew of a girl who was actually a transvestite from a story I was coming up with at the time. This is just like sad girl in snow kind of picture. I think it says fire above, ice below, but there's not really any fire above. I guess there's smoky clouds or something. Here we have some layout for a comic about the album Blood Mountain by Mastodon. So we're still in 2007 here. Let's see. Ooh, this one I was pretty proud of for a long time. It's a girl standing by a tree on a cliff, just overlooking some mountains and shit. But I liked it. Liked the colors and everything. So this, what the fuck is happening here? There's like a runaway train or something, and you can see right through this. Like, you can see both sides because of the light, but there's just all kinds of shit. Let's see, what does it say? March 17th, but no idea what year. Let's see, it's got a list of manga I was supposed to be reading, but I don't remember reading any of these. Dad can't help you anymore. Get in the car, we drive down. Oh. Mom and Dad can't help you anymore. Get in the car, we drive down to the edge of the shore. Over the docks, on top of the rocks. Knock, 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 knock. Motherfucker, the door is locked. So that's from Fall of Troy. Oh, the rest of the lyrics are over here. So that would be 2007 again. Here we have a painted version of that same picture I showed you earlier. Like, I just redid it with paint, but it didn't come out nearly as good. What is this? This is a picture, this is a fan art of this girl, Allenby something from G Gundam, Mobile Fighter G Gundam. That's 2008. This was just like some type of, like, I was in a graphic design class and we had to make a word into a design. So I did Addy plus Ion, which is addition, but my the font and the plus symbol did not go together well, so it looks like a cross or something. This is a oh, it's adorable! It's a fan art of Komoe-sensei. I literally drew the figure that's on my desk. That's actually not... It says Boku wa Rorikon on the cover, but never mind that fact. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. This was going to be a cover for the Virginia Beach Hermit Society, where I wrote a stream of consciousness, and then you can, if you can tell, there's some words that are blue, and it says the Virginia Beach Hermit Society in the blue. What does it say? Like I could possibly consider letting someone do an entire book by hand. The premise, I mean, you don't even have good handwriting. Don't you know that even before typewriters there were faces? I don't care if you live in Virginia Beach or Cali. Can you honestly picture anyone reading this? Only some hermit like you could possibly do this. Get a job and join society. Of course, it's hard, but you just need to deal with it. Over 7 billion people are hard at work, making your life easy, and you're drawing magazines. Tell me what you think you're doing with your life, Mr. Modal Soul, and it better not involve the word productions. By now I think you know that you have a killer hand whenever you touch a project. It never helps that by the time you start, you're bored. Make like Conrad Collins and admit it. It won't work, not until you can do something more to quiet this doubt. This has gotten too personal. All you can do now is show yourself. So the way this is written, it says, it's got the blue ones I just mentioned. Obviously, Modal Soul Productions and Conrad Collins are also blue, but I'm noticing that it also says LDYK. This is supposed to be an acronym. I know the LDYK stands for L Do You Know, because it's a reference to Death Note, where he says, L do you know that gods of death love apples? But I think it actually is supposed to say, L do you know, I can only get hard over making magazines. Doing it by hand helps makes it more personal. That's what it says if you read each first word going down the row. So, I love doing shit like that. Coded messages and stuff. This is page 2 of said magazine, which is supposed to be written by hand. Do you ever do things because you want to? Of course you do. You do for you. But the real dreamers can do what they want all the time and get paid for it. They net the big fish by lining up what they want to do with what everyone else wants them to do. The hardest thing in the world is teaching others to want you to do things. If your work can make others realize a desire for it, which they didn't know they had, then you've won. But you can't bet on this. Until you know you're the real deal, you can never count on success to land in your lap. But if you've got nothing better to do, you can stretch that waiting period pretty far. And then it says, I will wait. But if you wait for too long, the time will catch up with you. Are you that unafraid of falling to the bottom, or are you really that naive? The magazine is dying, or rather print media is dying on the whole, and reasonably so. Even though I have some nostalgia for printed magazines, I haven't actually read one in years, and I read plenty of digital text. So why write a magazine on a paper? It's quite literally writing, isn't it? Print media is dying because it doesn't give us anything uniquely valuable enough to keep us from turning to the internet. Well, it does many of us, but those people die out. So anyway, the idea was that I was going to handwrite a magazine, and that's basically the point of having it physically, is that it's handwritten. But I don't know how that's supposed to work. I'm pretty sure I was going to put it on the internet anyway, so whatever. That's my art. Here's a bunch of like tiny, I think I actually cut these pages to be this small because I wanted to make a book of that size with them. Here's just some random Evangelion thing. I have no idea. This is something I got for free at Otakon 2009, I think. Basically, if you bought a certain amount of shit at this one place, they'd give you free shit. This one has a tit mouse pad. If you can tell, these are meant to be gropable. They're filled with like this silicone shit. This thing completely fell apart. I was actually using it for a while, but it just fucking ripped itself to shreds, and the tits did not look flat and horrible. They were originally more buoyant, but yeah, that's what that is. It's a mouse pad that you rest your hand on boobies. You've probably seen some of these before. This one's free. I've never even played Da Capo. I don't give a shit about Da Capo, but fun to have. Here's some random pony card thing. Then we have, this is not porn, but this is an art book for Shimada Fumikane, or Humikane, however you want to write it. The guy who did the artwork for Strike Witches. So most of it is kind of borderline pornographic because his characters never wear pants. Basically, he just said fuck pants. I'm not going to draw pants ever. So he pretty much never draws pants on his characters. That's what Strike Witches was first infamous for, was that none of the characters wear pants in the show. Nonetheless, it is a great show. I do recommend it, especially if you like a bunch of cute girls who are dressed as airplanes, and wear airplane parts on their legs instead of pants, and fly around and do shit. So, cool art book by a cool artist. We have the Yoshitoshi Abe Serial Experiments Lane art book. Didn't talk about this one in the last time I was talking about this guy because it was over here. The reason it's over here is that this book has it has written parts in it, and it has like a blurb for each episode, and they're all these weird ass fucking like strange write-ups that have to do with the episode, and I was using it as part of my analysis when I was analyzing Serial Experiments Lane, which I have promised I will get back to, but it's been like however long. This is where I was cutting up strips of sticky paper, writing translations on them, and putting them in my books. So like, here I have, this is actually not pornographic either, this is a doujinshi by the artist Flip Flops about Toho. Flip Flops, it's called Two Scarlet Sacraments Under the Starry Sky. It's a fantastic doujin. Flip Flops did the anime, or the manga, which became an anime, called Nekogami Yaoyorozu, which was a fun show, and he did this Toho doujin before that. Well, I was using those papers to, as you can see, write in the translations on the things and stick them in, so that I'd be able to read this as a normal book. Only got through like 2 pages though. I do not have a lot of patience. You probably have figured that out by now. This is fun. So this is called Memories with Her, and it comes with a bunch of these little cards that are like basically sex scene. Ooh, that's really graphic. Sex scene pictures from some porn game, and you slide them into this thing, and it like shows that scene. I don't know. It's fucking weird. I don't remember where the hell I got these. I think my friend Donson, who gave me all those porn posters, gave me this as well. I thought it was hilarious. I'm probably going to have to actually blur out some of that shit I just showed you, though. If I can. Some Higurashi stuff. Now we have some actual porn. This is a Toho doujin about Remilia and Sakuya. It's great stuff, whatever. Again, I'm probably going to have to put some kind of censoring on screen for these, because they're pretty graphic. We have more blank paper. Some railgun doujins, so that's fun stuff. If you ever see, I'm just not going to flip through these, because, like, what's the point? Here's this, okay, this poster actually has a funny story behind it. I had this, this poster that's, like, from a show I didn't even watch, but it had lollies, and I thought it was funny, and I put it on my wall. And then my friend got pissed at me, and he was like, take that shit down. It was a friend who I don't hang out with a lot at the time. He came, he's all, you gotta take that shit down, man. And I was like, fine, you know what? I'm gonna fucking burn it. So I was going to burn it, but then I never did. I kept it around with the intention I'd eventually burn it. For some reason, there's a volume of Cardcaptor Sakura in here. I guess to adorable up the place. Another Railgun Doujin by the same artist as the last one. And then, what the hell? This is some weird-ass folder. Then we have the first two doujins I ever got, which were at Otakon 2008. And it was funny because I was not 18 at the time. I could not buy these. I got a friend of mine to go up in line and buy them for me. So one of them's from Spice and Wolf, and the other one's from Bamboo Blade. And, yeah. They were not really... It's funny, because I actually was up there looking at the doujins myself. Ordinarily, when you're at Otakon, they card you when you go up there. Like, before you start browsing at the porn dealers. They're like, oh, hey, can we see your ID? But that year, they were being really lax, and I just kind of walked up, started looking at stuff, found the shit I wanted, and then asked my friend, who was over 18, I was like, dude, can you buy all this porn for me? And he's like, sure, man, no problem. So that was cool. That guy is clearly a bro. And moving on to the final shelf. We have... This one's kind of a mess. There's like... What does this say? My beautiful work schedule. When is this from? Sunday. Digi Brony, possibly. Drawing, play games, writing. Monday, drawing, podcast release, work on videos, writing. Tuesday, drawing, Disney cast release, play games, writing. Wednesday, drawing, Digibrony, free, writing. Thursday, drawing, game video, work on videos, writing. So the idea here was that I was trying to have like a really rigid release schedule back in like January. That did not work out. I haven't done any schedules like that in quite a long time. I did a lot of those when my life wasn't together. Once my life started feeling more together, then I stopped doing them. Some random Higurashi thing again. Oh, here's a menu for like a pizza place. Where's this? It's Chinello's. Chinello's menu for some reason. I've got a deck of cards from F, A Tale of Memories. I should actually play with these because these are playing cards. If you haven't noticed by now, I have a lot of F merchandise randomly because I was really into the show back around when it first came out. So these are like regular-ass playing cards that happen to have the F characters on them. My friend Don-san actually gave these to me. He had gotten them from some kind of magazine, and I begged him for them because he didn't even like the show. He is like, oh, I liked the game, it was alright. And I was like, dude, that is my favorite show ever. Please give me your F, A Tale of Memories shit. And he was like, fine. So I got him to give me his shit by begging. Also, Xenosaga, or Xenogears rather, is in here for some reason. Here we have my draw tablet, which I am noticing has what appears to be... Oh my god. I'm noticing that I have scratched a bunch of words into this thing because I draw too fucking hard for my tablet. That's probably not good. It doesn't feel like there's any texture behind it, but... Wow. I have fucked this thing up because I draw way too hard. But this is my Wacom tablet that I got back when I had a job. You can see it's dusty even though it's in a drawer because that's just how little use it gets. I just wanted to look as depressing as possible for you. Kingdom of Heaven on DVD, which is sad because this isn't the good version. If you've never seen the unedited version of Kingdom of Heaven, go see it. It's one of the best movies ever made. The version that was in theaters had like 40 minutes cut from it. It got a lot of important story scenes cut. So if you think you've seen Kingdom of Heaven, you haven't seen the true version. This is not the true version. This was like $3 at Walmart, and I bought it, and then I was like disappointed that it wasn't the real one. This looks like a floppy disk drive or something? I'm not sure. Here's some random Karano Kyokai stuff that, again, I got my friend to give me because he wasn't as into it as I was, and I just begged for it. There's some, like, installation discs in here. A walkie-talkie. My old phone. I had no idea where this thing was. This walkie-talkie, the explanation behind this is when my mom had cancer, when she was at home, she would have like lots of needs. Like she'd need her medicine in the middle of the night, or she'd need like some water or something. She was just in a lot of pain all the time. So because I was up 24/7 and had nothing else to do anyway, I gave her one walkie-talkie and had me on the other so she could radio me if she needed anything from downstairs. So that's what that's about. There's apparently some methazine. What the hell is that? Okay. Here we have the only Toho game I own, Phantasmagoria of Flower View, which I believe is number 9, maybe even more than that, 11 or so, I don't know. I have Phantasmagoria of Flower View, that's my favorite one. It's the one where you're like a dueling sort of shooter. It's fun as fuck. And then I also have Higurashi no Nakukoro ni, the first visual novel, which I played like 5 minutes of like 4 years ago, but it's, you know, it's on the to-do list, just like everything else. What kind of portrait am I painting of myself in these videos? Do I seem like some kind of, like, insane, manic depressive person who never does anything? There's a lighter over here, and a iPhone cord of some kind. Anyway, that concludes my desk video. There's really nothing else around here. There's a trash can over here. I just emptied it. It's usually full of Mountain Dew. As you can see, if you can see through it, and there's a bunch of tabs because I pulled the tabs off of my Mountain Dew before I drink it. They're all stuck in there for some reason, but that about does this part of the room. Fun times. Probably gonna have to do a lot of editing for this one. Yay!